What's good? What's good? What's good? It's Kyle Richardson back on the mic, as you know. Been a while since I did a video blog. Been kind of busy with the move, grad school / all these new things that happen, right? So I had this engagement about a week ago at UCF, and it was for the National Male Success Conference. And in that, we talked about manhood and the academic approach towards manhood and what that means when it comes down to applying it to leadership, when it comes down to applying to academics, when it comes down to applying it to what we do with our college careers. And there were some guys who came to talk to me after the session, was like, yo, Mr. Richardson, right? They were like, yo, can we get some more information about you? Because you kind of just told us a little bit and then took off and killed it. And thank you to them, by the way, for that comment. Thank you for everybody who attended that day. Thank you for the excellent scorecards. Thank you for everybody who stayed after and asked questions and had dialogue and wanted basically more conversation, rather be via phone or whatnot. Remember, my cell phone's still on and my emails are still open, so please follow up with that. But to answer their initial question about a little bit more about who I am, again, Kyle Richardson, aka Kyle the Poet, originally from the United States Virgin Islands, born in St. Thomas, grew up in St. Croix. But at this moment, while we're recording this, I'm actually in Orlando, Florida right now. Like I said, I'm a graduate student at the University of West Florida, working my master's degree in public health. Bachelor's from UW as well. Go Argos, right? Turn up. And so from all that, somewhere along the lines, in my undergraduate experience being a leader, mind you, at no point did I pick to be a leader. It was just kind of like, hey, God, you're it. And from that, this speaking engagement, workshop facilitation thing just kind of created itself with that. And so from that, it all just worked out together and ended up bringing me, like I said, to UCF to do this engagement. And as we spoke about these topics, the young men were very open, which helped a lot, and that meant a lot to me because we had guys from high school, like we had a high school sophomore in there, all the way up to 2 seniors that attended at UCF. This was from schools from all over the state as well as high schools, and so it was really great to do that. And so from that, their whole engagement, their whole challenge was that what we ended up getting stuck on a lot was perspective. Really, the perspective on how we define manhood and what does that look like, and not only what does that look like, but how do we create it, right? So, for example, for myself, my family dynamic may be a little different than some people. Some people may have mom and dad, some may just have dad, some may just have mom. But regardless if they're physically in your life or not, it comes out more to how do you actually look at that? Like, how do you say, hey, this is what the male figure, or this is what manhood should look like? And as a minority male, we often struggle with that concept, rather it be from the Willie Lynch theory to things that happen to us in college, things to the environment we grew up in, right, and things like that. And so the idea I want to leave with these gentlemen who asked me this question originally was what we call the social cognitive theory in public health. And that's basically saying that there's several layers, like an onion, the individual being in the middle, and all those layers are different categories that bounce on and bounce off of what makes us who we are and how we react to certain things, and do we adopt those theories. And so I won't go too much into that, right? That's normally, engagement talk, stuff like that. But as my gem, right, I like to leave you guys with a gem. My gem would probably be from Javon Terrell. You don't know who he is, look him up on YouTube. Dude's been doing great for himself. But in one of his songs, 6 o'clock, he says, you can't be a doctor if you ain't got no patience. And that's the same thing when it comes down to developing your manhoods, developing your leadership, to developing pretty much anything, being collegiate male, is that you have to have patience. You have to be humble. You have to be willing to work with other people and grow, to define not only who you are and to create oneself instead of finding oneself. And so it was just a great experience overall, but I'm going to wrap it up and not keep you guys too long. Please keep your eyes on the website, KyleRichardson.com. In the latest news portion, the engagement that I had this past weekend with Patricia Hartley and Late Night Hype was actually moved to this Tuesday. So Halloween, this Tuesday night, I believe she's releasing it at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have the interview with me and I believe one other person on their podcast, Late Night Hype. All right? Make sure you go there. If not, keep your eyes on the website. The link will be below.